Welcome to the DonorWise Learning Library. This session is on redirecting designations. Let's review real quick the rules for designations. First, all designations must have an active responsibility center. You cannot inactivate a responsibility center until after you've inactivated the designation in DonorWise. All designations must be active. That is, all gifts must end up at an active designation. Third, an inactive designation must be redirected to an active designation so that incoming donations are always pointed to an active designation. All that to say, we don't want gifts just hanging out in suspense somewhere where gifts are given but are never credited to a staff account or ministry account. DonorWise automatically redirects incoming gifts. The batch entry screen will show the redirection at the moment of entry. The Donations tab for the donor will show the redirection, and the donor receipt will show the active designation. It will also show the redirection so that the donor knows the gift was redirected. And when you redirect a designation, DonorWise will automatically redirect any previous redirections. So that sounds a bit confusing, but let's take a look at how that works. Let's say we have a staff member 12639 is his contact ID, and that is redirected to 13360. If we then redirect that one to 20303, DonorWise will automatically redirect 12639 to the new redirection of 20303. Now let's take a look at how this appears in DonorWise. So here's our staff member, Usain Bolt, whose contact ID number is 12639. And we're going to redirect his designation to another staff member named Gabby Douglas. And we have to write a reason, and we'll put left our staff. This is what's going to show up on the donor receipt, as you'll see in a minute. And I'll save those changes. And now let's look at how this appears on the donation entry screen. This is the donation entry screen, and we have a donor named Abraham Lincoln who is giving a gift of 100 euros to Usain Bolt. So I enter his designation number 12639, and watch what happens when I tab out of this field. His name appears in the name field, but there's also two new boxes that appear for the redirection for the new designation of 13360 and the name Gabby Douglas. Now let's take a look and see how this appears on the donors giving list. Here I am on Abraham Lincoln's Donations tab, and here's the gift that I just credited. Notice Abraham Lincoln is the donor, and the gift was given originally to 12639, but was redirected to 13360. And that's how it appears on the donor screen. For the staff member, if I look at Usain Bolt and I see gifts received, there are none because it was redirected. But if I look at Gabby Douglas, I can see the original gift, and if I scroll to the right, I can see the designation 13360, and if I keep scrolling, I can see the enter designation ID and the enter designation name. So even on this screen it tells me where the gift was originally given. And finally, let's take a look at the receipt to see what the donor would see when they get the acknowledgement from the ministry. Okay, this is the Lincoln's receipt, and notice again the date of the gift, and the designation was 12639 Usain Bolt, because we want to acknowledge where they gave the gift and then show that it was redirected. So it was redirected to 13360 Gabby Douglas, and the note is left our staff. So that's how you handle a redirection. There's a separate video for how to handle a redirection when two single staff members get married, because that's a little different process related to how to bring the past gifts. When you redirect a regular designation, the redirection only occurs from the current gift forward. But when a staff couple gets married, the redirection occurs historically, and so all of the past gifts are also redirected into the new couple's designation. I hope that's helpful to you.